Well, there's a famous experiment that a number of people have carried out with their young children, and it's called the marshmallow test. You might have seen it on YouTube before. And effectively, in this experiment, a parent takes a marshmallow and sets it in front of their child and says, "Don't eat this marshmallow until I return in a few minutes. And if, when I return in a few minutes, you haven't eaten this marshmallow and you've been obedient to my command, you'll actually get 2 marshmallows as a reward." And as you can imagine, more often than not, the poor child is unable to think beyond the immediate opportunity and satisfaction of eating a marshmallow right here and right now. And so before the parent can come back in a few minutes, they've already downed the marshmallow and don't get the second one as a reward of waiting. And we can all probably relate to the sort of short-sightedness that we see in children, can't we? There are many other examples in our own lives of where we choose present comfort above and beyond an alternative which is wiser for our long-term future. But the Bible's actually very serious about people who do the exact same thing when it comes to their spiritual life. If we become short-sighted in our lives and just think about the here and now, we'll be sure to make some really, really terrible decisions. And that's exactly what the people of Israel were doing in Amos's day. Chapter 6 reminds us of the luxurious and extravagant lives they enjoyed, really without a care for the more vulnerable and without a care ultimately for God. Verse 4 tells us that once again they enjoyed their fancy homes decorated with ivory. It also tells us that they enjoy eating the finest of meats. Meat in that day was not something that the average person could afford to eat every day. You would actually only eat meat a couple of times a year, really at the big festivals. But not these Israelites. They were stuffing their faces with the best meats every single day. Verse 5 says they enjoy good music. They play and listen to songs skillfully played on the harp, just like David did. Verse 6 says they drink the finest of wines and they enjoy the finest of oils. It's as if all these Israelites are just eating the best of food, enjoying the best of music, and drinking the finest of wines, all the while taking part in the most enjoyable, relaxing of spas. And this whole time, they don't care at all about the rest of Israel, verse 7. Not only that, they're prideful, verse 8, and ultimately, verse 9 to 14 suggests they're foolish. They're wasting their lives and thinking only about their own little empires, thinking about their own little comforts here and now. And as long as we're looked after, as long as we're happy right now, we'll be fine. We don't really care about anyone else, and we don't really care about God. And God says, don't be so short-sighted. Don't allow temporary success to blind you from what's most important, a life of faithfulness. Or as Jesus would put it later on in Mark chapter 8, he asks this question: what does it actually benefit a man if he gains the whole world but loses his soul? As you think about your own life, I wonder where in your life right now are you indulging in momentary comforts or pleasures that ultimately come at a cost of more important matters?